Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Amaziah. I'm making this video about how we are not supposed to keep the Passover outside the gates of Jerusalem. You know, we're only supposed to keep the gates and we're only supposed to keep the Passover and other festivities, you know, and at Jerusalem only, you know. Not outside, so we're not supposed to sacrifice keep the Passover, do the Passover outside the gates of Jerusalem. You know, other festivals, Day of Pentecost, feasts, other feasts, you know. All that is, you know, is to be kept at Jerusalem, you know. You got different Israelite groups. Well, one was mainly that will have will have Passover in, you know, like in America and other places, you know, not only just America but other places. That's not Jerusalem. It can, you know, it's like in Europe and scattered all about. No, you're not supposed to do that. We are only supposed to do that in the gates of Jerusalem, you know, not outside the gates of Jerusalem. You know, so when they do that, that means they breaking the law, because Yahushua, he kept the Passover at Jerusalem, you know. So what's that tell you? Let's go to Deuteronomy 16, verse 5. It says, "Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, but at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou came forth out of Egypt." So yeah, you're not supposed to. It says right there, "Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates," meaning these different places, you know, where we at, you know, America, which is Babylon, Europe, Asia, anywhere the Israelites are scattered. We're not supposed to do Passover. We're only supposed to keep the Passover at Jerusalem, you know. Now let's go to 2 Chronicles 30 and 1. The 2 Chronicles 30 and 1 reads, "And Hezekiah sent to all Israel and Judah and wrote letters also to Ephraim and Manasseh, that they should come to the house of the Lord at Jerusalem to keep the Passover unto the Lord thy power of Israel," you know. See, that says come to Jerusalem. At Jerusalem to keep the Passover there. See, that's a big cut right there. But these guys are not getting that. You know, these different Israelite groups, factions, they're not getting it, or they know that they twisting it around. You know, they lying to their followers. You know. So yeah. Let me see. And this. Let me see. For they could not keep that. Let me see. So yeah, in verse 5 it says, "So they established a decree to make proclamation throughout all Israel, from Beersheba that even to Dan, that they should come to keep the Passover unto the Lord Yahweh of Israel at Jerusalem, for they had not done it of a long time, in such sort as it was written." You should. So yeah. So this scripture also talk about you only supposed to keep the Passover at Jerusalem, you know. Not any other place, you know. supposed to keep the Passover, other festivals, feasts, feasts of dedication and everything, and within the gates of Jerusalem, not any other place. Asia, America, even South America, not supposed to do that, but these they hard-headed. I think they know. They probably know this. They just want to lie to their followers to get money. That's what it is, And let's go to Apocrypha. Tobit 1:4 out of the Apocrypha. This is Tobit 1:4 and reads, "And when I was in my own country, in the land of Israel, being but young, all the tribe of Naphtali, my father fell from the house of Jerusalem, which was chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, that all the tribes should sacrifice there, where the temple of the habitation of the Most High was consecrated and built for all ages." So yeah, consecrated meaning, devoted, and everything. So yeah, it says father fell from the house of Judah, which was chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, that all the tribes should sacrifice. See, so you're supposed to sacrifice there. You're not supposed to sacrifice outside the gates of Jerusalem, any other gates. Only the scripture is right here, Supposed to sacrifice only in Jerusalem only, Passover, other feasts, other festivals, Day of Pentecost, Feast of First Fruits, all that is supposed to be in Jerusalem. So what they are doing is they are breaking the law. They can't, come on, man. Temple, then it says the temple of the Most High, is like at Jerusalem, you got to keep the Passover there. And even verse 6, let's go to verse 6. It says, "But I alone went often to Jerusalem at the feast, as it was ordained unto all the people of Israel by everlasting decree, having the first fruits and tenths of increase, with that which was first shorn, and them gave I at the altar to the priests, the children of Aaron." So yeah, the feast and everything is only in the gates of Jerusalem only. It's inside the gates of Jerusalem only. So yeah. Then you cause and then you these different camp leaders, y'all cause your students to err. The younger brothers, the brothers and sisters in your camps to err, or in schools to err. Cause them to err and everything. And because of that, you cause them, you breaking the law. You cause them to break the law with you. That's no good. See, let's even go to get a scripture. Let's go to Isaiah. Where is it at? Well, was it 113? I think it's 312. Okay, this is Isaiah 3:12. Reads, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, a woman rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths." So yeah, this not only go for these pastors that's not the truth, but it goes for you, you different you brothers, you Israel leaders that's in the truth, these leaders of these camps twisting the scriptures around, you cause them to err. So this don't not only goes out in the for world how the pastors cause the brothers to err and stuff, the brothers and sisters, it's not truth to err, but you guys, you one West leaders, these different groups and these different schools causing the the brothers and sisters to err. Destroying their paths. So yeah. So that's why, I hope you brothers and sisters wrote this down, because they twisted it around and everything, saying they'll come up with anything, like, oh no, you can have it here and everything, and then they can't even do the whole Passover. You gotta do the whole Passover. It's, think you had sprinkled blood on the doors or something, and all that, and they can't even do that. They're not even doing all of it, which means that if they can't do all of it, then what are you doing? You gotta go to the gates of Jerusalem to do it, because it's a cut on them, but they still want to twist it around, and what they do is they cause them to err. You cause you brothers in these schools to err. Brothers and sisters in these schools to err, destroying your paths and everything, That's why I say, just better leave these groups and everything, But yeah, this is Amzai, I'm going to be signing out. I'd like to say shalom.